Hello everyone, this is Gage from Gondorian Smith, and today I am bringing you guys another Third Age Reforged online multiplayer battle. This one is a 2 versus 1 siege battle, and unfortunately I do not actually know this map, even though I really do love playing this map because it's just so big and there's like, once you get through the walls you can actually like fight in the set city, which is cool to me. Also, I didn't even know this, but when I was looking around here earlier, there are gravestones right here, and they all say rip, 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 except for this one. It says rip Scott Lothar. So I don't know who Scott Lothar is, but I thought that was interesting. Anyway, so like I said before, this is a 2v1 siege, and I'm commanding the first army that is attacking. That is the army of Rune. And the second army, the army of my ally, is being commanded by the Dark Elven King, who is commanding the army of the High Elves. And the defender is being commanded by is the defending army is being commanded by Camo 101, who is playing as the Sylvan Elves. So, without further ado, we will get straight off into the army compositions, starting with my own. So, to start off, I think I'll start off with the skirmish forces of my army, which makes up a very large part. So I have 3 units of Balkoth tribesmen. They are javelin units, very cheap, uh, very worth it in my opinion. Lately, I've been using a lot of javelins just because they're really especially good at taking down enemies who are in choke points, and which is all a Castle Siege really is. And then I have 3 units of Variag Bowmen. I was debating whether to bring 3 units of these guys or the very cheap Rune Crossbowmen, but I decided to go for the Variag Bowmen just because of the fact that they actually are very decent infantry when they're out of ammo. And then I have 2 units of Kamul's Shadow Guard who are very good. And actually not too expensive at all. They're only like 770 florins, I think. Yeah, like 770 florins. But they're very good because they're armor piercing and they can hide anywhere, as you can see. I also have 4 units of Nomadic Axemen who are a very cheap armor-piercing unit that I have bearing pretty much all of my siege equipment. Then I have 4 units of Loke Flagrum that you can see kind of like spread out around my army, and only one of them is actually carrying any siege equipment. And then I have my general who is in the Brotherhood of the Lance unit, and I just have to say that I just think the Runic General looks very sick. He's like, I assume he's the Nazgul who was in Easterling after all. But in retrospect, I probably should have brought the Brotherhood of the Axe rather than Brotherhood of the Lance because they my Brotherhood of the Lance did not do much in this battle, to be honest with you. And so we will now go over the army composition of my ally, Dark Elven King. So he has 3 units of Eldar Enway swordsmen, 2 of whom are on the siege tower, another one who is in the back, 2 units of Imladris guards, 1 unit of Sword Quendi, which is always good to bring because you can make them take the arrow fire while they're bringing up the ram. 1 unit of Mithlond nobles, 1 unit of Imladris storm guard, who used to be very good, but now they're just kind of to tell the truth. And then he also has 2 units of Eldar Enway Spearmen, 1 Ballista, and 1 unit of Phallus Lords, which is where his general is at. The Phallus Lords are always worth it, and you basically have to bring them whenever you're playing as the High Elves. And now we will go over the army composition of Camo 101, who's again playing as the Sylvan Elves. So, as his forces are very like split evenly, kind of like throughout the castle, I think I'm just gonna go over the army composition like that, like so, like each side. So on this side, he has I believe it's 2 units of Elder Royal Guard, one of whom has his general in it. You can see him right over here. And then on the other side of the wall, he has 1 unit of Heer Ebang, who, as you can see, all 3 units of these archers are firing. So it will be a very deadly volley. Then he has 1 unit of Sylvan Heavy Spearmen and 1 unit of Heer Anak, who are both in shield wall and defending this gate. Then he has 2 units of Heer Elang and 1 unit of Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen. And that's basically all he has on this side. Well, I say all, but yeah, well, okay. And then the only unit he has in his town square or near his town square is this kind of randomly placed unit of Sylvan Heavy Archers who I don't know what they're. Maybe he thought I was going to deploy over on this side. I don't really know because he just put 1 unit of random Sylvan Heavy Archers right there on the wall. And then over here, which is to be honest with you, seems like the easier side to siege because even though it is smaller, there are way less elven forces. There are 2 units of Sylvan Heavy Spearmen and 1 unit of Huron Ek, who are all 3 of them in shield wall formation, 2 units of Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen, and only 1 unit of archers, which is very lucky for me, which is one unit of the very elite here bang. So that pretty much sums up the army compositions of all three armies, and we will start this one. As you can see from the frame rate up here, it is a quite long battle. So, as a game plan, me and Dark Elven King decided that since I told him previously that I was bringing 6 units of skirmishers, we decided to not have him bring any skirmishers, which, in retrospect, probably would have been better if he did bring skirmishers, but, uh, I'm just gonna say right now that this was such a close battle. Oh my gosh, like, I can't believe how close it was. But as you can see, his troops are taking a heavy beating from the archers, which is unfortunate because these are high-tier units, these Elder Renway swordsmen. And Demythlon nobles. Yeah, he's just getting bled the whole way as he's retreating his siege equipment back. Well, he's leaving his siege equipment. He's retreating his troops back. But even still, oh, yeah. This unit of Elder Renway swordsmen is all the way down to less than 100. And they're going to keep dropping because he has stopped moving them. Yeah, look, that's 122 is what this unit's at, and this one's only at 88. Holy crap, wow. Oh, that's just very unfortunate, very unfortunate. But then, yeah, since that was our plan, that was our plan for him to not bring any skirmishers. But as I said before, it probably would have been better in retrospect for him to bring skirmishers. And as you can see, I'm moving up all of my I'm bringing up 3 units of Varieg bowmen, so all of my bowmen, as well as 1 unit of nomadic axemen on ladders and 1 unit of nomadic axemen on the ram. Also, due to a micro mistake, I left my catapult over on this far right side, and at this, I was really hoping that he didn't have any cavalry, which was fine because he didn't. But it was a very open target for him. I can't talk today, I'm sorry. But as you can see, those nomadic axemen are taking brutal volleys from not only the tower but the Hiribang as well. This unit started at 201 and it's already down to 171. So the Varieg bowmen are also taking some casualties. Not too terrible, but I'm putting them into loose formation, and I'm going to begin firing in the castle. As well as I'm bringing up 1 unit of Loc Flagrum on the ladders. Unfortunately, the ladders were very bugged out this game, for me at least, because they would get up here partially. I bring a ladder unit over here as well as over here to the Hiribang, as you can see. They go up the ladders partially, but a few of them will jump off and start fighting on the wall, but the rest just like stand here on the battlements for some reason. It was very strange and unfortunate because I took a lot of casualties that way. He might actually have 2 units. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know if this is 1 or 2 units of Hiranek. I couldn't really tell.
Our ladders have reached the walls.
Oh, but yeah, as you can see, this poor unit of nomadic axemen went from 200 to 113. And my own Varieg bowmen are firing at the archers up there. But I have not brought up my entire force yet because I do not want to subject them to any more archer fire than is absolutely necessary. And as you can see, the nomadic axemen who are depleted, as well as my Loc Flagrum, are getting on the walls. In response to that, he is bringing 1 unit of he's taking his Hiribang off the wall, and it looks like he's putting a unit of Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen onto the wall, as in just a little bit, as you will see. Yes, he is now bringing them up on the wall to fight my nomadic axemen. Which is perfectly fine with me because the nomadic axemen are a very cheap unit, and that means his archers are now off the wall and will not be able to fire too terribly bad. Which is why I am now bringing forward most of my army. Which these Balkot tribesmen are running in a very strange formation, I noticed, but it ended up being okay. They didn't do anything like weird. And it was also our plan because because Camo 101 had just so many oh, look at that. These Loc Flagrum are taking a brutal volley from the side and back more from these Hiribang. But because we had decided for Dark Elven King to not bring any skirmishers. He and because Kama 101 had so many on his side, we decided that I would attack first and kind of force Kama 101 to bring more troops over to this side, which would allow the Dark Elven King to have an easier time, I guess, against the elves on that side. But as you can see, he has brought his other unit of Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen to fight my Loc Flagrim, which is going very well for them because my Loc Flagrim are also taking brutal volleys from the Hiri Bank from the side.
Our men have done well. The gates have fallen.
Yes, so we have now broken through the gates, and he is now retreating his archers even further back. And I was very, I knew that my Balkath tribesmen would play a very, very big part in this because their javelins would be able to do a great deal of damage to these spearmen and shield wall. Because you never really want to just charge full on right away, because if you can, it's always a better idea to either throw javelins or arrows right into the defenders. As you can see, I did that right there, and over here. So they're not really taking a lot of casualties, like that was only like 6 or so, but because they are very, very heavily armored, but even the ones that don't die are still getting very injured. And this unit of Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen have dealt easily with the depleted unit of Nomadic Axemen that were sent up to the wall. And I was also very worried that he would kind of sally forth to try to attack all 3 of my units of Balkath tribesmen that are here. So I did bring up my Loc Gamperim as well as a unit of Nomadic Axemen to kind of prevent that. Yes, this one has lost almost 20 soldiers, which is definitely good because that's 20 soldiers of a very high tier unit without any casualty of my own on my part. And up here, the Loc Flagrim are having a very, very tough time. They were at 160 men, I believe, but now they're only at 70 because of the Archer Fire and the Sylvan Heavy Swordsman. I'm also using my Variag Bowman to target these very blocked formations of Spearmen. And he has also realized that he should bring down this unit of Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen so as to not subject them to any more Archer Fire from my side, from my forces. There was a little bit of weirdness happening, like unfortunately my Valkoth tribesmen would not throw their javelins, but that's okay. I also decided to bring the other 2 units back just in case we needed to use them in the city center. So this is a very bad micro mistake on my part. My archers are just firing straight into the wall for the most part. I mean, few arrows are going to the spearmen, but most of them are just going straight into the wall. Probably should have just stopped them firing. So I'm bringing up another unit of Nomadic Axemen up to fight on this wall to prevent the Hiri Bank from going back up there. And he has brought his Sylvan Heavy Swordsman unit back up there as well. And over here, I'm bringing 1 unit of Camul's Shadow Guard up here. But I don't leave them there for very long because they do start doing, yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. They just stand here. They don't get off the wall really onto the wall. And so they're just taking a beating without any hope of fighting for themselves. These 2 both got on though. That one died a very unfortunate death, and this one got a kill. Yeah, you can see they're just like standing here, just getting killed really. So I do retreat them because that is a very unfortunate loss because it's a very, very, very good unit. And you do not want to lose them that way. But over here, the Nomadic Axemen are doing basically the same thing. They are having a little bit better of a fare getting onto the wall, but as you can see, there's still 5 on each ladder just standing there, watching their brethren getting chopped down. But yes, we are still. Dark Elven King is still waiting because it was part of our plan that I would attack and force him to bring units over to the other side, which is what he's doing right now. He's actually pulling one unit of Sylvan Heavy Swordsman over to the side where I am attacking from. So this unit of Loke Flagrim are all but dealt with. So it was a very, very unfortunate loss. As you can see, all right here is basically just entirely due to archer fire. I'm trying to reposition my Balkoth tribesmen to throw their javelins again, but it is proving quite troublesome. Oh, no, my bad. These were actually the ones that were out of ammo, so I'm just charging them forward to do what little damage they can to these heavily armored spearmen. Because he has done a very, very smart move and is now using his Hiri Bank to fire straight into my Loke Gamprim and Nomadic Axemen who are just sitting here. So I will start pushing forward very soon with my main infantry force. The Nomadic Axemen are still trying to get onto the walls, not having much success, but it looks like they have actually stopped just standing there, so that's good. This unit of Balkoth Tribesmen does still have javelins. I actually used 2 units of the 3 Balkoth Tribesmen just on this front gate here. But he is actually pushing forward, which was a very, very good thing for me. I don't know why they're flying like that. Because that means that since he's pushing forward, that allows me to kind of swoop in and just surround him as well as subject him to javelin fire. But his reserve unit of Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen has come, and he is leaving his unit of Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen right here just in case I decide to swing any more units up this way. But yes, see, as you can see, they're pushing very, very hard, which allows me to surround them quite quickly and deal with them much more quickly than I would have had he just stayed put. And as with all shock infantry, it's always best to use units like this Kamul Shadow Guard by embedding them in other units, such as these Nomadic Axemen, Loke Gamprim, and Loke Flagrim. They'll be able to get way more kills that way. Yes, he's pushing very, very hard. The only unit he has left, the only spearman unit he has left is this depleted unit of Sylvan Heavy Spearmen. Which, as you can see from just the damage here, these javelins my Balkoth tribesmen did a very good job of taking these spearmen out. And these spearmen are just being subjected to even more brutal javelin fire. And he is being very, very smart and using actually my own ladders against me and bring his unit of Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen down. Which will allow me to surround them because they can only get down a few at a time, but it's a good move just because if he is able to break through, he would be able to surround my forces that are surrounding. So this unit of Hiranek, who was at 160, is now at 95. So, oh, 89. Never mind. And this unit of Sylvan Heavy Spearmen is only at 47. But as you can see, just by surrounding them, we have been able to deal with them very, very quickly because of the javelin fire and just because they're getting surrounded. And these Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen who have attempted to come down the ladders are being cut down. There are only about 30 left. So he is now trying to pull back what remains of his spearmen back into the gate, which is a very smart idea. It might be a little bit too late, but you could, yeah, yeah. They are at the same time being javelin in the back, so they're taking casualties from that. So definitely from that engagement, just because of him trying to take out my javelin forces, I came off much the better for that. I came off much the better of that engagement because I was able to surround his forces. And we had thought it was a good time for Dark Elven King's forces to advance, so that is what he is now doing. He is taking his somewhat depleted units of Eldar Enway swordsmen back on the siege towers, as well as moving his sword Quendi to the gate. So we will get to see another engagement very soon. Unfortunately, his ballista did get entirely taken out, except for no, just entirely did get taken out, I believe. So that was very unfortunate loss. But despite being subjected to archer fire from 3 units, he is still actually quite healthy. So I've also begun to push forward through the gate because his spearmen are very much depleted. So we should have a much easier time breaking through his spearmen. He still has 2 very healthy units of Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen though, which was a big threat to my army at this point. As well as he's using his Hiri Bang to just fire great volleys straight into my troops through the gate, which will get his units lots of kills. A little bit of friendly fire there, but for the most part it is hitting my troops, which is good for him. So I do notice this, and I try to take a couple units through to these archers, but basically what just happens is just like a couple from each unit that I sent over here tries to get through, and they just get shot point blank, basically. Like these poor guys. I believe he will actually just get point blank fired. Yeah, right as he got to them. Same with this guy. He made it though. Looks like, nope. Maybe not. Oh no, he made it. But, oh, now he's dead. Yeah, see, he's just taking great shots right here, so I know that I have to charge his archers as quickly as possible. And at the same time, I'm trying to use my other units to surround this here an experiment unit. Oh, just look at that point blank shot. That's so many dead. But we have sufficiently actually managed to stop his archers from firing. So that is good. Because the Hiri Bang will not be able to survive very long against the Kumul's Shadow Guard and Load Flag Ram. But it's actually cool watching this right here, because since it's just a couple from each unit, there's a couple Loke Gamp Rim, Loke Flag Rim, Balkoth Tribesmen, and Kumul Shadow Guard, so that just kind of looks cool to me. Oh, and Nomadic Axis. Ooh, Kumul Shadow Guard getting taken out right there. And I have tried to put another unit of Loke Flag Rim onto the ladders, and as there is no really troops up there to stop them, it actually is being quite effective, because I'm trying to get these Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen right in the back, because it'll just be better. And as you can see, we are actually taking the most casualties. I only see two dead elves now, actually. But yeah, personally, I think Rune is definitely one of the best looking factions. Like, they just look very cool. But his other unit of Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen who were on the wall he's now using to flank around my troops who are attacking his archers. So, also, basically, yeah, all 3 units of my Variag Bowmen are now out of ammo, but as I said before, they are very decent, I should say, in melee, so I do commit them to the fight. And they actually do not do bad at all, actually. They do not do bad at all. And it was very good that we did that, because we would have been surrounded by this unit, Sylvan Heavy Swordsman. But just look at this death, holy cow. You can see a lot of my Balkoth tribesmen just got absolutely slaughtered by the Hiri Bang. But over here in the middle fight, as you can see, my troops actually seem to do better for it. I see a lot of red and green capes of the elves. But Looks like there is one Sylvan Heavy Spearman trying to defend his gate, standing amongst the dead of his own friendly troops as well as that of his enemies. And over here, the units that I had sent over to fight the archers are not doing well at all. So I do believe they actually get defeated quite soon, and the Hiribang are free to fire yet again into this blob of my own troops. I did manage to get all of my unit of Log Flagrim down to fight these Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen, but he did notice this and turned them to actually fight the Log Flagrim rather than just getting chopped in the back. Which was unfortunate for me, but good for him. But all I have in reserves now is one unit of Variag Bowmen, one unit of Kamula Shadow Guard, one unit of Log Flagrim, and one unit of Balkoth Tribesmen. My Brotherhood of the Lance, as I said before, really does almost nothing, so they're just kind of sitting there. Also, my catapult actually got 0 kills because it was out there and it couldn't help me at all in this fight. But yeah, it looks like he's actually trying to break through my forces just to commit his archers into the melee fight rather than fire arrows. So they must be out of ammo. Because we are managing to push through very, very well into the actual main city. And this unit of Log Flagrim is just getting absolutely slaughtered, so I'm trying to bring my Balkoth tribesmen right here, because this would be a very, very good spot to just throw javelins down onto the heads of these Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen. But he actually deals with these Log Flagrim very much more quickly than I thought he would, and he tries to chase down my Balkoth tribesmen. But I think we should go watch Dark Elven King now, because he has brought up most all of his forces. As you can see, he has brought up not only his Eldarin Way swordsmen, but also his Eldarin Way spearmen, who are at the moment just getting absolutely shot down by archer fire. He has taken off basically every single one of his archers from the walls, except for over here, I believe. No, yes, he has, and he has brought up his swordsmen onto the walls instead. The fight at the gate, though, is going very, very well, definitely, for the Sylvan Elf player, the Camo 101, because this unit of Eldar and Way Spearmen has just broken, actually. Looks like the Mithlond nobles were also put to the fight here, but must have already been destroyed. So over on Dark Elven King's side is looking very, very grim. All he has left is one unit of Imladris Stormguard, 2 units of Imladris Guards, the Pike unit, and 1 unit of Phallus Lords, besides the units that he has on the wall. So as we noticed that how bad things were going for him, we decided that even though I'm basically finished fighting his troops on this side, it is basically a certainty that I will actually push through, rather than trying to actually help him and attack Camo 101's troops in the back. We decided that I should just make a rush for what little troops I had left, just straight for the town center, because if you hold the town center for 3 minutes, you win, no matter what, no matter how many troops the defender actually still has. So that is what we that is what we try to do. And as I said before, he actually did try to chase down my Balkoth tribesmen, so I quickly ran them away, as well as brought up a unit of Log Flagrim to fight these Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen, and a unit of Variag Bowmen to attack these Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen from the back, or side, rather. I also have committed my other unit of Kamul's Shadow Guard and brought up my Brotherhood of the Lance to try to get into the city and just cycle charge into the back of Camo 101's troops. But as you can see, all he has here left in the center basically is just a couple Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen, 13 to be exact, and 39 Hiribang, and this unit of Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen, who are, due to that weird glitch I was talking about, doing quite well against my Flagrim. It's basically just up to these Variag Bowmen now, who are also just standing still for some reason. Yeah, it was very buggy. It was very unfortunate, actually. It was very, very unfortunate. But over here, Dark Elven King has managed to get his Eldrainway Spearmen up here, who are doing very, very, very well actually against these Here Yi Lang, who are down to 55. And if he manages to punch through these Sylvan Heavy against these Here Yi Lang, it'll be very good because he will be able to start attacking these Royal Guard, Elder Royal Guard, who do look as if they're out of ammo, but still, it is a worthy target. He is also pushing out his spearmen on this flank, actually. His Here Yi Bang unit, who's... No, I take it back. I thought he was pushing him out, but he decided not to. So, Dark Elven King is now bringing up his 2 units of Imladris Guard to start the fight again at the gate. But at this point, he just really doesn't have enough left. He does not have enough left because he has been defeated on this side of the wall. And the only place he's really looking great at, I guess, would be right here with where his spearmen are. But nonetheless, he is bringing up his 2 units of Imladris Guard to try to do some damage right here. Because his Imladris Storm Guard, we just missed, as I said, they're not very good anymore. They just got absolutely wrecked by these 3 units of spearmen. Or 2 units of spearmen and 1 swordsman. Oh, that just looks that looks awesome. I might actually take a screenshot of that. That just looks really cool, seeing those pikes march into the gate. But in retrospect, he is bringing up his unit of Phallus Lords, which is a very good idea. I probably should have brought the Brotherhood of the Lance rather than the Brotherhood of the Axe rather than the Brotherhood of the Lance, because they would have been they would have helped greatly. Whoa, big charge right there by the Here and Neck. Wow, just pushing straight into these Imladris. Wow. I mean, these are pikemen. They're supposed to be great at holding the line, but wow, they're just getting absolutely pushed straight to the wall. Oh my goodness. That's just crazy. These Imladris Guard are getting absolutely wrecked. Wow. But yes, I see it time and time again where people bring units like the Phallus Lords or Mithril Guard, but then do not really commit them anywhere. Because even though these are very high tier units, even though they're high tier units, they will get eventually overtaken and destroyed if you bring them in a last stand effort. So basically, I always find it much more worthwhile to commit them to the fight, which is what Dark Elven King is doing right now, which is very smart. Kim101 is also bringing the Here Yi Lang down the siege tower to try to surround this the fight at the gate, which is a very smart idea. So Dark Elven King is trying to counter that by bringing his Phallus Lords to stop the Here Yi Lang. And the Eldrainway Spearmen are all but destroyed on the wall now. But we will now very quickly go over to the other side of the fight where I was fighting, because by now, yes, we have broken through. Yes, see, we have broken through. Look at all that death. Oh my goodness. We have broken through, and as I said before, we decided just that I would just push all my troops, all my leftover troops, straight to the town center. Because if we hold it for 3 minutes, we win. So this unit of Camille's Shadow Guard, I have a pretty healthy unit of Camille's Shadow Guard, Variag Bowmen, 2 units of Variag Bowmen who are like half strength. What's left of those Camille's Shadow Guard, a couple Loc Flagrim, very, very few Nomadic Axemen, and the Loc Gameprime actually are still alive, and 1 very healthy unit of Loc Flagrim. And my Brotherhood of the Lance and 1 unit of Variag Bowmen I used to try to attack this Elder Royal Guard unit right here, just to kind of slow him down. But the only thing he has to stop the advance of my troops right here to his town center is this one random unit, as I said before, a random unit of Sylvan Heavy Archers, who are doing some really nice volleys into these Camille's Shadow Guard and all my other troops that are advancing. He actually does have 7 Here Yi Bang left who actually had routed, but they ran to the town's center and gathered their courage. Actually taking out 3 or 4 Camille's Shadow Guard right there. So not bad at all for them. But ooh, they all just dropped in melee instantly though. Except for one man who actually got himself killed. Wow. And I was actually wrong, we have to hold it for 4 minutes. But yeah. Oh, there we go, he's dead now. So I quickly put everyone that I have here in guard mode, spear wall formation and shield wall for the Loke flag ring. Because if we can hold it, then we win. If we hold it for 3.5 more minutes. I also have one unit of Balkoth tribesmen who I'm bringing up right now. These are the only ones that still have javelins. Because all the other ones that didn't have javelins, I committed to the melee fight. And this unit of Varag Bowmen, I'm trying to just use to help out what's left of Dark Elven King's forces. Because all he has left now basically are a couple Imladris guards and the Phallus lords who are fighting at the gate. But he has noticed what is happening, so he's trying to bring his Elder Royal Guard, who are out of ammo, to try to, as well as some Lang, to try to stop me, try to push through my men, and go straight into his own, into his own town square. Because oh my gosh, oh my gosh, it is such a close fight. I can't believe what happened. Like it was so incredibly close. Oh my gosh, but seriously, it was so close. It was such a super fun battle to play. I will position my Balkoth tribesmen just a little bit closer up so they can get some nice javelin shots on these advancing troops. But yes, he is charging this unit of Lang. I would watch that charge, but I would prefer to watch the oh wait, no. Never mind. I thought the Royal Guard were going up, but never mind. But yes, he is charging into the Shield Wall, Loke, Flagrim, and Guard mode, Camul's Shadow Guard, who will be able to deal with these Lang, but they will take quite a few casualties. But that's fine because all they need to do is just hold the square. As you can see, I've left what's left of these nomadic axeman units just to make sure they stay in the square, because we only have to hold it for 1 minute and 40 seconds. That's it, just 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Well within our grasp. In time, our foe will surely see this and lose heart.
Yes, and he's bringing his unit of Sylvan Heavy Archers also off to try to help in the square. And I was very worried about this because you can see I moved my Camille Shadow Guard even over this way because I thought he would use this Elder Royal Guard to go through this little gateway, which it must have been bugged out for him because only one actually does go through this way. But yes, I was very worried about that. But instead he just brings them all the way around again. So there were pathfinding issues for both sides actually. But yes, oh my gosh, it is such a close fight at this point. 83% of the attackers are now completely dead, and only 70% of the defenders have lost their lives. The fight at the gate is going better for the Dark Elven King because of his super great Phallus Lords. As you can see, they've done a great deal of damage to these troops.
Only half the enemy force remains. We must pray they lose their will to fight.
But yes, he's bringing up all of his units that he has left in reserve to try to attack right here. But there's only 15 seconds left. There's a nice volley right here by the Balkoth tribesmen. And I'm trying to bring my Brotherhood of the Lanes over here to attack these archers who are taking great shots at my troops. So he's brought forward also his units of Elder Royal Guard. It's so close. 1 second, and that's it. That's it.
Only by a sword's edge.
Yes, that was it. I do not know how. I do not know how at all. But we actually managed to win. But look how many kills Kama 101 got. I mean, just look at that. 3,636 kills. It was definitely a victory by a sword's edge. It could have been any man's game. I mean, look. Only 922 kills and only 430 kills. It was just such a close battle. Oh my gosh, it was just so awesome. It was really fun to play. So a big shout out to both Kama 101 and Dark Elven King for playing. So we will take a look at the kills very quickly. Yeah, see, Catapult got 0 kills. Camille's Shadow Guard got 138 and 31. This unit Flagrim did very good. And yeah, not too good anywhere else really. But oh man. Anyway, thank you for watching this battle replay, guys. I mean, it was just such a epic battle. I mean, how many sieges do you see where it's 2v1 anyway that a person gets 3,600 kills? I mean, it was just absolutely chaos. And as you can see, his units are actually starting to push through, but I do believe he would have needed quite a bit more because I do have a very healthy Niflheim's Shadow Garter here. But anyway, it was just such a great battle. So thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed the battle replay. I will be sure to bring out more. I actually have a 3 versus 4 Goblin Town replay that I could do sometime soon, as well as a very fun street fight in the city of Anuminos, which was me commanding Mordor versus Dark Elven King commanding the High Elves again. But anyway, as I already said, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And farewell wherever you fare, till your eyries receive you at your journey's end.